The Railroad Omnibus was a German vehicle designed to work both as a bus and as a train. Known as the Straw Bus, it could travel on normal roads and then continue along railway tracks using separate railway wheel assemblies. In the 1950s, the Deutsche Bundesbahn used these vehicles to connect places where building a full railway line was not practical. Passengers could even remain inside while the vehicle was converted from road to rail, making it one of the strangest examples of combining two types of transportation.
The Schienenzeppelin was a German experimental railcar built in the early 1930s. Instead of using a conventional locomotive engine to pull it forward, a large aircraft-style propeller at the rear provided the thrust. Its smooth, lightweight body was designed to reduce air resistance, and during testing, it reached more than 200 kilometers per hour. The design was remarkably fast for its time, but the exposed propeller made it difficult to use safely around stations and other trains, so it never became a normal passenger train.
The Stoos Funicular is a modern mountain railway in Switzerland, with one of the strangest shapes ever used for a passenger train. Its cars contain rotating passenger compartments that keep the floor level while the vehicle climbs an extremely steep track. The railway connects the valley near Schwitz with the mountain village of Stoos and can handle a maximum gradient of about 110%, or roughly 47.7 degrees. Instead of forcing passengers to stand on a sharply tilted floor, the cabins remain level as the train climbs.
The Aerotrain was an American experimental passenger train developed by General Motors during the 1950s. Its streamlined design looked more like a futuristic vehicle than a traditional train, with lightweight passenger cars and a specially designed locomotive. The goal was to make rail travel faster, smoother, and more economical at a time when airlines and automobiles were becoming serious competition. It entered limited service, but its lightweight coaches produced an uncomfortable ride on existing tracks, and the concept never became the future of American passenger rail. Leviathan was a Central Pacific steam locomotive built in 1868 by the Schenectady Locomotive Works in New York. It was one of 4 locomotives named Jupiter, Storm, Whirlwind, and Leviathan that were dismantled and shipped around Cape Horn before being reassembled in California. Leviathan helped with construction and operations on the Central Pacific, and later hauled passenger and freight trains. The original locomotive was eventually scrapped, but an exact working replica was completed in 2009, bringing the unusual-looking 19th century machine back to life. The Soviet Turbojet Train was an experimental high-speed railcar created in the Soviet Union during the early 1970s. Engineers modified an ER-22 electric railcar and mounted 2 jet engines taken from Yakovlev Yak-40 aircraft on the front. Instead of relying entirely on its normal railway propulsion, the experimental vehicle used jet thrust to investigate extremely high-speed travel. It reached around 250 kilometers per hour during testing, but the enormous fuel consumption, noise, and changing direction of Soviet high-speed rail development made the concept impractical for regular service.
The M497 Black Beetle was an American experimental train that looked like a normal rail car, with 2 jet engines sitting on its roof. In 1966, New York Central converted a Budd RDC-3 and fitted it with General Electric J47 turbojet engines. The purpose was to test how existing railway infrastructure would handle extremely high speeds. During testing in Indiana and Ohio, it reached about 296 kilometers per hour, setting an American rail speed record that remains notable today. Despite the impressive result, the jet-powered concept was never adopted for everyday railway service. The Bennie Railplane was a British experimental transport system designed by George Bennie in Scotland during the 1920s. Instead of running directly on a normal railway, its passenger car was suspended from an overhead rail and pushed by electrically powered propellers. A short demonstration track was built near Milgavie in 1930, and the streamlined vehicle was intended to carry passengers above conventional railway traffic.
Bennie imagined a much faster network that could separate passenger services from slow freight trains, but he could not secure enough financial support. The project eventually failed, and the prototype was dismantled for scrap in 1956.